Good morning. Welcome to Kinsman Civic Memorial Stadium in Oshawa, Ontario for this Group A matchup at the Ray Carter Cup Boys Under 15 Baseball Canada Championships on SportsCanada.TV. Brian Oliver along with Jacob Ebbs. This morning's game featuring the host Oshawa team, the Oshawa Legionnaires, against British Columbia. Both teams coming into this game with records of 2 wins and 1 loss, with identical patterns in the tournament so far. Each team with victories over Saskatchewan and Quebec and losses to Ontario. So this game, with each team records with 2 and 1, the winner of this game will be 3 and 1, and in all likelihood will finish in second place in the A group of the tournament, unless Ontario, which is 2-0 so far in the tournament, happens to lose both of its remaining round-robin games today. So, for all intents and purposes, this could be a match for a berth in the semifinals of this tournament tomorrow. But we'll wait and see how the other scores unfold as the day goes on. It's a big game for both teams. It's a cool, chilly, breezy morning here in Oshawa. Temperature of 15 degrees Celsius and a cool breeze out of the northwest that makes it feel just a little bit cooler. It's one of the cooler mornings we've had throughout the summer, at least since the early part of June here in southern Ontario. So it's still good baseball weather. The field is dry and the conditions are great, and both teams are almost ready to go as the umpires come out now and exchange cards with the managers. British Columbia will be the home team in this game. They will be wearing their red jerseys for this game, and they are just coming on to the field now to take the field for playing defense in the top of the first inning. The Oshawa team, the Oshawa Legionnaires, will be wearing their yellow jerseys for this game, and they will be the visitors. Starting pitcher for this game for British Columbia will be Jared Hall. He'll be caught by Kenny Scott, who's just putting his helmet on now behind the plate. Setting the British Columbia defense for you here in the top of the first inning, Noah Cassie will be at first base, Teo Boyle at second, Ryan Hepner at shortstop, Pierce Radke at third base. In the outfield, left field will be Hayden Cuthbertson, Yanni Maram will be in center field, and Everett Swaim in right. So let's bring in Jacob Ebbs now for this game. We've seen these teams play a couple of times already in this tournament, and it's an early game, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. It's 5:30 a.m. British Columbia time in the Pacific Time Zone. Does that play at all as a factor? The team's been here for a few days. Did you get the time adjustment made, and you're ready to go? It's just a big game.
You know what? When it comes to a big game like this, I think you're preparing the night before. Both teams know at this point in time, they probably knew the night before actually how important this was, putting themselves into the playoff round. So, I probably, some of them are a little bit tired. Hopefully they've been introduced to coffee or something like that, and they're ready to go.
We're almost set to go here. Oshawa last night with a 7-1 victory here at Kinsman Stadium over Saskatchewan. Meantime, yesterday, BC posted a big 4-0 win over Quebec. So each team coming in with records of 2 and 1, and a berth in the semifinals on the line in this Group A game between Oshawa and BC. We'll have the score bug for you as well on the screen in a short period of time. We're ready to play. The first pitch from Jared Hall, the left-hander, is outside to Cameron Chiloy. He is the leadoff hitter, the center fielder for Oshawa. Bats from the left side. The 1-0 pitch is fouled to the right side. Count is a ball and a strike. Good morning to all of our viewers, of course, in BC. We know it's very, very early to be watching baseball. But if you're a baseball fan, you don't mind what time it is at any time to watch a game, especially when it's a national level game like this. Jared Hall's pitch is swung at it, missed for strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Cameron Chiloy. That pitch is high, 2-2.
Chiloy's had a really interesting tournament so far. Not so much in the hit column, but he's had quality at-bats every single time, taking pitches into the 5th and 6th pitch for every single at-bat.
The 2-2 pitch is hammered right up the middle for a base hit. beyond the outreach glove there of Ryan Hepner at short. Really well struck ball. It's a base hit to start the game for Oshawa. Runner on first with nobody out, and that brings up third baseman, number 22, Sam White. It sure was a rocket there that was hit. Just really put the screws on that one, right, hitting it right up the middle.
Yeah, good morning, BC.
Sam White bats from the left side. Oshawa again in the yellow jerseys. BC in the red. Sam White takes a strike. 0-1. British Columbia's defense at double play depth. They'll keep an eye on Cameron Chiloy, the base runner at first. The leadoff guy is on, and he is back in at first safely on a throw over to first by Jared Hall. Here's the 0-1. Runner goes, pitch is high. Chiloy is in there with the stolen base. So a runner in scoring position now for Oshawa here in the top of the first. Nobody out. The count is a ball and a strike to Sam White.
Chiloy had such a good lead there. I don't even think he really needed to slide into the bag there.
Kenny Scott tried to throw him out. Hauls that pitch down. It's high. 2-1 now is the count to Sam White. Just underway here, top of the first inning. Oshawa is the visitor. British Columbia the home team in this round-robin game in Group A. And Jared Hall will step off. Cameron Chiloy bouncing around there off second base will go back and stand on the base. Now we're ready to go. Here's the 2-1 pitch. No, it's not. He steps off, and Chiloy is back to second base. So certainly Jared Hall is concerned with the base runner here.
As a runner, especially on second base, that's exactly your job there. Get the pitcher off his motion.
2-1 pitch is swung at and missed. Now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Sam White. Jack Pino awaits on deck. Here's the 2-2 pitch. It is just high. Jared Hall was hoping to pull the string there. Not able to. Ball just stayed up a little bit in the zone, so it's a full count now to Sam White. Cameron Chiloy is the runner at second. And Sam White fouls that off to the left side. We'll do it again. Full count pitch coming here from Jared Hall to Sam White. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So that's the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up the shortstop, number 3, Jack Pino. Runner still in scoring position here for Oshawa, now with 1 away in the top of the first inning, just underway here. Oshawa against British Columbia. Jack Pino is a right-handed hitter. So Jared Hall gets the first out of the inning on a big strikeout to Sam White. And Jack Pino will take a strike. He's down 0-1. A moderate breeze blowing in from left field here this morning on a cool morning, 15 degrees Celsius. They throw back to second. Nice move there by Jared Hall. They throw it into second, and Cameron Chiloy just gets back to avoid getting picked off of second base.
That was actually an incredibly smart play by Chiloy there. If he went in head first, he would have likely got hit on the back tag there, but ended up going feet first to kind of slide himself away from the bag. Good play.
Count is 0-1 to Jack Pino. That ball is fouled off to the right side. The count goes to 0-2. Oshawa looking to break out on top here in the top of the first inning against BC. They had some trouble scoring runs in their first 2 games in the tournament, scoring only 2 runs against Quebec. They were shut out by Ontario. They did get 7 runs last night against Saskatchewan, but only 9 runs so far scored in the tournament. British Columbia has scored 21 runs so far in the tournament. Here's the 0-2 pitch, just outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Jack Pinot. That's a tough pitch to take. A real good pitch there from Jared Hall, just missing.
Looked like a cutter or a slider there from Jared Hall. Looks like it might have just missed over the outside.
So the count now is 1-2 to Jack Pinot. He will watch that drop out of the zone into the dirt. Count is 2-2. So the count now even. 1 away here for Oshawa. We are in the top half of the first inning. Oshawa in the yellow jerseys. They are the visiting team in this game. BC in the red jerseys. Jared Hall's 2-2 pitch is high. Count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes now.
Chilo's doing such a good job over there at second base, trying to throw him off. Jared Hall seems to be rushing, especially through this batter here.
It's a full count pitch to Jack Pinot. Runner goes, and the ball is fouled back. Chiloy was running to third there with a 3-2 count with 1 out. Oshawa looking to make something happen here in the top half of the first inning. Count remains 3-2. Jared Hall will throw back to second, and it gets away. And now Chiloy is going to go into third, and he is safe. That ball got away from the shortstop, Ryan Hepner, just off of his glove, so it's an error on the defensive side for BC, and now a runner at third for Oshawa with 1 away.
I don't know, Brian. What do you think? Is that be error on the pitch there or error on the shortstop?
That's a hard one to say. The ball came in just as the base runner was coming in, so I think that Ryan Hepner may have been distracted. The 3-2 pitch to Pinot is taken for strike 3 called. 2 out now. And the second strikeout of the inning, and that's a huge out for Jared Hall there, the BC pitcher, as that will take away the sacrifice fly situation here. Oshawa with the runner at third, but with 2 out now, and that brings up Josh McGinn, the catcher. Scoring opportunity here for Oshawa in the first. McGinn cuts at that, fouls it away for strike 1. Yeah, it was a real tough call on that error there, Jake. It's the throw was there. It was a good throw. Jared Hall put it where he needed to put it, but it just got away from the shortstop, allowing Chiloy to scramble from second to third.
It'll be interesting what the official announcers say.
Has to be an error on somebody either way.
Yeah.
Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss by McGinn, and the count is 0-2. Jared Hall, the BC left-hander, is a pitch away from striking out the side here after giving up a leadoff single to Cameron Chiloy. The 0-2 pitch is swung on a miss for strike 3. The inning is over. So Oshawa strands a runner at third base here in the top of the first inning. No runs on 1 hit and 1 runner left on base. We've played half an inning. On Oshawa, no score. British Columbia coming to bat. You're watching the live stream broadcast of the Ray Carter Cup Boys Under 15 Baseball Canada Championships on SportsCanada.TV. We're about to go to the bottom half of the first inning here. British Columbia against the host Oshawa Legionnaires at the Ray Carter Cup Boys Under 15 Baseball Canada Championship, sponsored by MLB, Major League Baseball, the Toronto Blue Jays, Baseball Canada, Dairy Queen, Kahunaverse Sports Group, Rawlings, Mizuno, SportsCanada.TV, Durham College, Residence Conference Centers, GCBS Group of Companies, Play It Again Sports, TorontoCharters.com, and MyCore Insurance. So Oshawa turned away in the top half of the first after a leadoff single. They get the runner to third, unable to score as Jared Hall strikes out the side to end the inning. The starting pitcher for Oshawa in this game will be Nolan Hartley, right-hander, number 9. He'll be caught by Josh McGinn. In the Oshawa infield, it'll be first baseman Nate Marshall. Michael Quick is at second, Jack Pinot at short, and Sam White. At third base, in the outfield, left fielder will be Scott Rodrigue, Cameron Chiloy in center, and Luke Torrance will be in right. British Columbia coming to bat now, having escaped a bit of a jam there in the top half of the first inning, Jake.
Yeah, you know what? After that leadoff single by Chiloy, right away to get started on the stolen base, you're thinking, all right, well, the wheels are definitely going to get turned for Oshawa. Let's see how many they can put on the board. Jared Hall, though, able to bear down, strike out the next 3 hitters. Absolutely fantastic work by him.
And Jared Hall, the pitcher, will be the leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the first inning for British Columbia, wearing jersey number 2, and you'll see him come into your screen in just a moment. Jared Hall from Chilliwack will be the leadoff hitter for BC here in the bottom of the first inning. He'll be followed by Teo Boyle, the second baseman, and then the EH, the extra hitter, Brandon LeBlanc. So we're ready to go here in the bottom of the first inning, and the sunshine coming out just a little more brightly here in Oshawa, Ontario. Nolan Hartley's ready to go, and the first pitch is in there for a strike. Jared Hall batting from the left side. BC in the red jerseys, Oshawa in the gold jerseys. The 0-1 from Hartley is just off the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jared Hall. Here's the 1-1 from Hall. That one flies away, definitely out of the zone. 2 balls and a strike.
Not too often, Brian, you see the starting pitcher also as a leadoff hitter. It's a 2-1 pitch now to Jared Hall. Bottom of the first inning, no score. That ball is low. 3 balls and a strike now to Jared Hall, BC's leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the first inning. Temperature of about 15 degrees Celsius. A moderate breeze from the northwest blowing in from left field. It's a breezy, cool morning here, but otherwise a beautiful day. That pitch is going to miss from Nolan Hartley. It's a leadoff walk to Jared Hall. And that will bring up the second baseman, number 12, Teo Boyle. So Boyle will bat from the right side. And here we are in the top of the first inning. Do you play small ball here at all, or do you just swing away? You know what? Although BC has been getting out big in the last few games, yeah, let's see what happens. Test the defense early.
Jared Hall gets his lead. He doesn't go. The ball is in play to the first baseman, and Nate Marshall is not able to come up with it. It goes under his glove, and that will allow Jared Hall to go all the way to third. So that is likely going to be an error charge to first baseman Nate Marshall, and it's runners on the corners with nobody out here for BC in the bottom of the first. That ball just stayed down. Marshall was not able to get down. It scooted under his glove and then down the first base line. So it's runners at the corners now, nobody out, and it's Brandon LeBlanc, the EH, the extra hitter for BC here. Hartley's pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1. So a big jam here for Oshawa already here in the bottom of the first. No score, BC and Oshawa.
We've seen it consistently so far. The thorn in Oshawa's side this tournament has just been the defense. Hasn't been anything too bad.
That ball is hammered to left field. It's a base hit. That's going to score a run. Boyle is going to try for third, and he is in there. It's an RBI single for Brandon LeBlanc. 1-0 British Columbia.
As I was sort of finishing up there, it's not been like the really big errors that have cost them. It's just a little small miscues. And this is just another example here. As you give teams extra outs, they will make you pay.
Yeah, extra outs are paramount in a national level tournament. These are all good teams no matter which province you're looking at. It's a very strong field across the board. Runner goes on a delayed steal. Josh McGinn will throw down, and he throws it away. It goes into center field, and that's going to allow Teo Boyle to come in from third. On a throwing error, it's 2-0 BC. Runner on second and nobody out here. Noah Cassie, the batter.
I think that'll certainly be ruled another error on the catch there, Josh McGuinn.
Just no chance to get the runner there as that ball just sort of tailed off to the right side and went out into center field. So now Brandon LeBlanc is at second. Noah Cassie's the batter, the first baseman, and he hits that high and hard to center field. Cameron Chialoy is under it. He'll catch it and holds on to it. Now he's running it in. The runner faked that he was going to tag to go to third, and Brandon LeBlanc stays on second. So it's one away now for BC. 2 runs in here on a couple of errors by Oshawa on the defensive side, and that will bring up Hayden Cuthbertson. Hayden Cuthbertson batting from the left side, wears jersey number 33. He is the left fielder for BC. British Columbia looking to cash in another here in the bottom of the first inning. 2 runs already home. Nolan Hartley's first offering to Cuthbertson is in there for a strike. Here comes the 0-1 to Hayden Cuthbertson. Hartley's pitch is on the ground. That will be bobbled at short. And they're going to throw home now, and it's very high. Jack Pino unable to come up with the ground ball to throw to first, and now he throws high to home, and another run is in for British Columbia. Brandon LeBlanc coming around third. They thought they may have had him hung up between third and home, and the ball sails high. It's a third error in the inning for Oshawa. 3-0 BC, and Hayden Cuthbertson ends up on second base.
I do not know what's going on with Oshawa right now, but they're all coming together. I think they're all trying to get each other back together here. Wake up. Let's go. We got 7 innings of ball.
So the first 3 base runners or batters in the lineup for BC end up scoring here in the bottom of the first inning. 3 runs in. Just one hit. There was a walk, but there have been 3 errors defensively for Oshawa here in this inning, spotting BC to a 3-0 lead. Still only 1 out, by the way. Everett Swaim, the batter, the right fielder now for BC. He squares to bunt, takes it away. They throw down to third. No, they don't throw down to third. It's a stolen base. Nobody covering third as Sam White came in to field what he thought was a bunt. That vacated third base, and it allowed Hayden Cuthbertson to go into third base uncontested.
What looked like it was happening there is that possibly why Oshawa was getting together is that they're also trying to formulate what they're going to do for the wheel play there. That means the third and first baseman crash while a shortstop goes to third.
It's a squeeze play, suicide squeeze play there by BC, and it's fouled away by Everett Swaim. Coming down hard there from third base was Hayden Cuthbertson, who just stole third. BC trying to add on here in the bottom of the first inning. They already lead at 3-0. Runner at third, 1 away.
Brian, what do you think? You think BC's awake yet or what?
They certainly seem to be so far here in the bottom of the first inning. They've had a little bit of a helping hand, but they have put balls in play. That ball is in play as well. It goes to second base. Michael Quick will throw it over to first for the second out, but that is an RBI for Everett Swaim, and it brings home the 4th British Columbia run. It is 4-0 BC here in the bottom of the first inning now with 2 away, and it will bring up Yanni Marom. So Hayden Cuthbertson coming in to score. 4 runs in here already. Marom will take a strike from Nolan Hartley. This began with a leadoff walk to Jared Hall, and then an error at first base, and then a base hit. The 0-1 pitch is hammered, a solid single up the middle for Yanni Marom. That is the second hit of the inning for British Columbia. Another base runner now with the runner at first and 2 away, and that'll bring up third baseman Pierce Radke.
That was a great piece of hitting there. Just got a fastball just a little bit up in the zone and whacked it right back where it came from.
So this will be the 8th batter of the inning already for British Columbia. Pierce Radke, third baseman, batting from the right side. Only 17 pitches thrown, and this is the 8th batter. So a lot has been happening early on in the counts. Nolan Hartley will deliver a ball just outside, 1-0. Yanni Maram is the base runner at first. BC already with 4 runs here in the bottom of the inning. Bottom of the first, 4-0 BC over the host Oshawa Legionnaires here at the Ray Carter Cup. Runner goes. Pitch is fouled away. And for Oshawa's sake, that's probably a fortunate turn of events because Yanni Maram got a very good jump there.
Yeah, Maram had a fantastic lead at first base. He was going just before Smith even raised his leg.
So the count is a ball and a strike to Pierce Radke. Hartley's pitch is low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Four runs on 2 hits and 3 errors on the Oshawa defense here in the bottom of the first inning. They'll check the runner back to first. Maram back in plenty of time. And Nolan Hartley will look into the sign from Josh McGinn. Count is 2-1. That is low. 3 balls and a strike now to Pierce Radke. Waiting on deck for BC is the shortstop, number 4, Ryan Hepner. Maram gets his lead. Does not go. Pitch is high. Ball 4. It's a walk to Pierce Radke. That is the 2nd walk in the inning. And it'll bring up the number 9 hitter, shortstop Ryan Hepner. So it's 1st and 2nd now for British Columbia. 2 away here in the bottom of the first. Hartley's pitch is in there for a strike. Oshawa certainly looking to limit the damage to what has been a very damaging inning already. 4 runs in. They don't want to give up any more. BC with other plans, of course. Count is 0-1 to Hepner. Take something off of that. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Hartley a pitch away now from ending this inning. 0-2. Runners at 1st and 2nd, 2 away. The runners go. At least the runner on 2nd goes. It's a base hit to left field.
Perfect hit and run.
The hit and run executed perfectly, as you say, by BC. Yanni Maram comes all the way around from 2nd on a base hit, an RBI single by Ryan Hepner to make it 5-0 BC.
You know, now that I'm thinking, I'm not sure if it would be a hit and run play on with 2 strikes, just in case. Nonetheless, great piece of hitting by Hepner there.
So it's a bat around inning now for BC as the number 10 hitter comes up. It's the catcher, Kenny Scott. Runners still at 1st and 2nd, 2 away here for British Columbia. 5 runs in. Pitch is high and it gets away from Josh McGinn off of his glove. The runners will move up on a wild pitch.
Nothing going right for Oshawa right now this inning.
Runners at 2nd and 3rd now. 2 away. Count is 1-0 to Kenny Scott. That pitch is high. 2 balls and no strikes.
Hartley seems to be right now, he might be trying to take into his own hands right now, just trying to strike out this batter here. That's why he's overthrowing it at this point.
Here's the 2-0 pitch to Kenny Scott. That's in there for a strike. 2-1. Yeah, there's a tendency, I think, Jake, when things aren't going right, everybody just trying to do a little bit more than they otherwise might be doing or wanting to do, and sometimes you just try and overdo things. Yeah. That pitch is high, 3-1 now. And
when you try and do that, and you see it so often in baseball, ends up actually damaging your team more than helping it.
3 balls and a strike to Kenny Scott. Hartley's pitch is popped up. McGinn is under it and will catch it to end the inning in foul territory. But it's a big bat-around inning for BC. All 10 batters coming to the plate. 5 runs scored on 3 hits and there were 3 errors made on the defensive side. So we've played an inning here in Oshawa, Ontario. It's British Columbia 5, the host Oshawa Legionnaires, no score. You're watching the live stream broadcast of the Ray Carter Cup Boys Under 15 Baseball Canada Championships on SportsCanada.TV. So we go to the top of the second inning here at Kinsman Civic Memorial Stadium, Oshawa, Ontario. Beautiful sunny morning here, cool breeze, and British Columbia with a 5-0 lead here after just 1 inning of play, scoring 5 in the bottom of the first inning. They are the home team in the red jerseys. Oshawa in the gold jerseys coming to bat here now in the top of the second. This is the final Group A game for both of these teams. Each team coming in with a record of 2 wins and 1 loss. Other game going on right now at Clarington Fields, about 20 minutes drive east of us here in downtown Oshawa. That game featuring Team Ontario against Quebec. Quebec with a 1-2 record, and Ontario undefeated at 2 wins and no losses, and looking to claim first place in the A group. Ontario will have another game this afternoon at 2:30 Eastern Time. That's Eastern Time against Saskatchewan. Coming up at 11:30 Eastern Time here at Kinsman Stadium, it will be a Group B matchup between Alberta and Newfoundland and Labrador. So we go to the top of the second. Nate Marshall will start things off for BC. Jared Hall back on the mound. He threw 22 pitches in the first inning, and he delivers a first pitch strike to Nate Marshall. First baseman for Oshawa swings and misses at strike 2.
You got to think after that BC inning, Hall might be a little bit cold coming back onto the mound. Doesn't seem to be showing it right now.
The left-hander with an 0-2 count. Just missing off the corner. Ball and 2 strikes to Nate Marshall. We're in the top of the second inning. It's a 5-0 lead for British Columbia. The 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 3. That's 4 straight strikeouts now for Jared Hall. After giving up a leadoff single to lead off the game, Cameron Chiloy, who ended up making it all the way to third, he has consecutively struck out Sam White, Jack Pino, Josh McGinn, and now Nate Marshall. That brings up the right fielder, number 17, Luke Torrance. Torrance will look at strike 1 from Jared Hall. Took something off of that, but right over the plate.
What's really interesting to see how he's starting to work backwards. He's not going to wait until later counts to throw the off speed. He's going to throw a first pitch, get them off balance.
Swing and a miss by Torrance. 0-2 now to the Oshawa batter. 1 away here, top of the second inning. Oshawa trailing British Columbia 5-0.
And this is why working backwards is so effective. That fastball looks so much faster when we don't see it.
That ball is lined to short, and it is caught by Ryan Hepner, the shortstop, for the second out of the inning. So a ball in play and hit quite hard, but right at Ryan Hepner. So 2 away, and that'll bring up left fielder Scott Rodrigue. Sometimes you can't hit a ball much harder than that, but if you hit it right at the defender, nothing you can do.
No, unfortunately, baseball's kind of bad like that. You hit it hard, sometimes you're still not going to be effective.
Rodrigue swings and misses at strike 1 from Jared Hall. Hall's ready. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Rodrigue, and that is in there for strike 2. BC with 5 runs in the bottom of the first inning to take an early command in this game. The 0-2 pitch is high. A ball and 2 strikes now to Scott Rodrigue. If he's able to reach, Nolan Hartley, the pitcher, would be the next Oshawa batter. Oshawa with 1 hit in the game. It came at the very start. Cameron Chiloy with the only base hit of the game for Oshawa so far. The 1-2 pitch is fouled away. We'll do it again. The 1-2 pitch is high, evens the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Scott Rodrigue from Whitby, a student at Anderson Collegiate in Whitby, just west of Oshawa. 2-2 pitch is outside, ball 3, count runs full. Jared Hall was hoping to get that one, the BC pitcher, just missing.
Yeah, you see the catcher Scott there. Just try and bring it down just a tad to make it look more enticing.
3-2 pitch is in play to Ryan Hepner at short. He scoops it up. We'll throw it on to first. A nice defensive play to end the inning. And Oshawa goes 3 up, 3 down here in the top of the second. We've played an inning and a half. It's BC 5, Oshawa no score. You're watching the live stream broadcast of the Ray Carter Cup Boys Under 15 Baseball Canada Championships on SportsCanada.TV. So we go to the bottom of the second inning here, Oshawa, Ontario, Kinsman Civic Memorial Stadium. Brian Oliver along with Jacob Ebbs. This is a Group A matchup at the Ray Carter Cup, the final game in the round robin for each of these teams. Oshawa and BC each coming in with records of 2 wins and 1 loss. And for all intents and purposes, the winner of this game will get a ticket to the semifinals tomorrow, depending on how the other games play out. But in all likelihood, one of these teams is going to be playing for at least a medal in the tournament. In this tournament. So BC with the early command here. 5 runs in the first inning on 3 hits and 3 Oshawa errors. Nolan Hartley will remain on the mound for Oshawa, and he will face his pitching counterpart, Jared Hall, who led off the game with a walk back in the first inning. Hartley's pitch is high for ball 1. Jared Hall walked to start the game, later scored the first run of the ball game. Count is 1-0 to Jared Hall. That pitch is outside for ball 2. Hartley's 2-0 pitch is in there for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. British Columbia with 3 singles in that first inning. But there were 3 errors made on the defensive side by the host Oshawa Legionnaires. That pitch is high, count runs 3-1. And when you give a team an extra out, you give them 2 extra outs, it's big trouble. When you give them 3 extra outs, it's serious trouble. And that's why we see 5 runs for BC.
Yeah, you know what, the 3 errors, I think that's exactly what sank Oshawa in the first inning.
3-1 pitch is in play to the shortstop, Jack Pinault. He will throw over to first, and that play is in time. Nice defensive play there by Pinault. The leadoff hitter is retired for BC here in the bottom of the second. That'll bring up the second baseman, Teo Boyle. Boyle reached on an error at first base in the bottom half of the first, and that sort of ignited the rally. He later scored the second run of the game for BC. He hammers that ball to the gap in left center, but the center fielder, Cameron Chialoy, runs it down, catches it for the second out of the inning. So quickly 2 away here for BC in the bottom of the second, and getting a couple quick outs like that certainly settles your defense down.
You know what? If they can go 3 up, 3 down here, this may turn the momentum to the side of Oshawa. You know what? They realize, you know what? First inning's done and over. Learn from our mistakes. Let's get back on the 6 and get back into this.
So that brings up the EH, the extra hitter, Brandon LeBlanc. He had one of the 3 hits in that first inning for BC when they scored 5 runs. Singled and scored. So he's 1 for 1 in the ball game. He takes a ball high from Nolan Hartley. 2 away here, bottom of the second. British Columbia 5, Oshawa no score. Hartley's pitch is hammered to left field, but the left fielder, Scott Rodrigue, charges right at it and runs it down, and it's a quick 3 up, 3 down inning for Oshawa. Certainly what they were looking for after a very difficult first inning. So 2 innings in the books now here in Oshawa. British Columbia 5, Oshawa no score. You're watching the live stream broadcast of the Ray Carter Cup Boys Under 15 Baseball Canada Championships on SportsCanada.TV. Third inning coming up here at Kinsman Civic Memorial Stadium in Oshawa, Ontario. Brian Oliver along with Jacob Ebbs for this Group A game between British Columbia in the red jerseys, taking the field here for the top of the third inning. They're the home team, and they have a 5-0 lead after 2 innings against the Oshawa Legionnaires. 5 runs on 3 hits for BC in the first inning. Oshawa, no runs on just 1 hit so far in the ball game. Taylor Hall, the left-hander, will continue on the mound for BC, and he will face Oshawa's pitcher here to lead off the third inning, Nolan Hartley, jersey number 9, taking his warm-up cuts on the right side of your screen. So still 5 innings left for Oshawa to start trying to climb back into this game. It's a big mountain to climb, 5 runs, but still 5 innings to play, and you just kind of chip away at it. British Columbia looking to put up another 0 if they can on the defensive side. So Hartley steps in. First pitch is low for ball 1 from Jared Hall.
And you know what, bro, you made a good point. The name of the game for Oshawa was just chipping away at that lead. They have 5 innings to play right now to get back into this. They have plenty of time.
Strike taken there by Nolan Hartley. Count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. Temperature has warmed up just slightly here now, 17 degrees Celsius. Hartley takes strike 2 from Jared Hall. Humming that right in there over the plate, 1 and 2. The 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed. He's under it, and it's a strikeout. Strikeout number 5 in the ball game for Jared Hall. So 1 away. And that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, second baseman Michael Quick. First pitch from Jared Hall is low, ball 1. Clear blue sky now. Any clouds that we had at the start of the game have moved out. It's a beautiful, clear morning now. 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed by Quick. Strike 1, 1 and 1.
Quick almost looked like he tried to ambush that fastball. It's just coming up a little late on it.
Jared Hall's pitch is popped to the left side, and that's going to be out of play. So it's a ball and 2 strikes now. Michael Quick, Oshawa batting here, top of the third inning with 1 out. They are trailing British Columbia by a score of 5-0. Jared Hall's pitch is lofted to shortstop. Ryan Hepner is under it, and he'll haul that in for the second out. So it's a pop out for Michael Quick. 2 away. And that will bring up Cameron Chiloy. He has Oshawa's only hit so far in the ball game. led off the game with a single, stole a base, reached third on an error, and did not score. He bats from the right side. He's the center fielder for Oshawa. Made a couple of catches already in this game in center field. First pitch from Jared Hall is in there for a strike, 0-1. 2 out here for Oshawa in the top of the third inning. Swing and a miss by Chiloy as Jared Hall takes something off of that one and just dipped away out of the zone as Chiloy took a cut. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss at a strike or pitch high in the zone. Chiloy is out on strikes. The inning is over. That's 6 strikeouts in the ball game now for Jared Hall, and he has retired 9 straight. 2.5 innings complete here at Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa. British Columbia 5, Oshawa no score. You're watching the live stream broadcast of the Ray Carter Cup Boys Under 15 Baseball Canada Championships on SportsCanada.TV. So we go to the bottom of the third inning now here at Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa. 5-0 BC leading the host Oshawa Legionnaires, and some changes on the defensive side for Oshawa. Ethan Price, right-hander, comes into the ball game, taking over for Nolan Hartley, who pitched the first 2 innings. Hartley will stay in the game, though. He moves over to second base on the defensive side, replacing Michael Quick. And otherwise, no further defensive changes at this time for Oshawa, but they have a lot of work to do now as they go to the bottom of the third inning and trailing a critical game here to BC 5-0.
Yeah, you know what? I think they just need another 3-out, 3-down inning, hopefully from the reliever here. They can get that. Hopefully they can get back on the sticks and maybe make some magic happen.
So Ethan Price throws from the right side, and he will face the 4, 5, and 6 hitters for British Columbia here in the bottom of the third inning. And the leadoff hitter will be Noah Cassie. He's the first baseman. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. Flied out to center field back in the first inning when BC scored 5 runs. Ethan Price will deliver the first pitch low and in the dirt for ball 1. Cassie puts that ball in play. It's a fair ball over the third base bag. It'll go down the line into the corner. Cassie thinking about going to second, and he's going to go into second with a double to lead off the third inning for British Columbia. That ball went right over the third base bag for a double. So it's a quick start here for BC. That's their 4th hit of the ball game. Sam White, the third baseman, really with no chance to get that. That was just perfectly placed over the third base bag.
No, I don't think you could have placed it even better. Almost struck the umpire as it kind of curved off to the left side. And pinch hitter for BC taking over at second base, number 99.
Or pinch runner. So 99 is in. We'll get that for you in a moment. That's Jaden Nager. Jaden Nager is the pinch runner. Hayden Cuthbertson is the batter now for British Columbia. With a runner at second, nobody out here, bottom of the third inning, 5-0 BC is your score. Cuthbertson is 0 for 1 in the ball game. He reached on an error in the first inning. That ball is popped to the left side. Sam White giving chase in foul territory, and he'll call it in for the out. So that's a big out for Oshawa defensively. 1 away.
That kind of puts him back in the check. 1 down, they can still keep working.
So Jaden Nager, the pinch runner for Noah Cassie at second base, brings up Everett Swaim, number 26, the right fielder. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game, grounded out to second base, but knocked in a run back in the first inning. A 5-run first inning for BC. Looking for more here in the bottom of the third. 1 away, runner on second. Ethan Price will be high with that pitch. 2 balls and no strikes. Noah Cassie led this inning off with a double down the left field line, replaced by Jaden Nager. Pitch is out of the zone. They throw it down to second, and it gets away from second baseman Noah Hartley, and that is another error defensively for Oshawa as Nager comes down to third base on an errant throw to try and check the runner back to second. So that backfires for Oshawa.
I'm not sure whether the rule that error on the catcher, I do believe.
Count now 3 balls and no strikes to Everett Swaim. 1 away, runner on third now with just 1 away. That pitch is in there for a strike from Ethan Price, and he needs a strikeout very badly right now.
Yeah.
Oshawa's defense is back, so it looks like they're going to give up the run if it's a ball in play, and that ball is hit to right field. That is going to drop for a base hit. Swaim will dig for second, and he is in second with a double, an RBI double. Nager scores from third. It is 6-0 BC. So that is the second RBI for Everett Swaim in the game.
He just, and I mean just, got in under the tag of the shortstop there.
Luke Torrance gave it his all in right field, but the ball just landed in front of him as he dove for it. Runner goes with a pitch. They will try and throw down to third, and the base runner is out. Everett Swaim is caught stealing on a terrific throw by Josh McGinn for the second out of the inning. So that leaves the bases clear now, 2 away. The batter is Yanni Marom. He's 1 for 1 in the ball game, singled and scored back in the first inning. BC with a 6-0 lead here in the bottom of the third. Marom puts that ball in play to Sam White at third. Nice play, throws it over to first to end the inning. So the inning ends very, very quickly, but a big run for BC. 6-0 British Columbia after 3 complete here at Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa. You're watching the live stream broadcast of the Ray Carter Cup Boys Under 15 Baseball Canada Championships on SportsCanada.TV. Going to the top of the fourth inning here, Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa, Ontario. Brian Oliver along with Jacob Ebbs. And a Group A game here, the final round-robin game for both of these teams. Oshawa against British Columbia. BC with a 6-0 lead here. They are the home team. As you'll see the score bug on your screen, BC is the home team. The host, Oshawa Legionnaires, no score, top of the fourth. Leading things off will be Sam White. third baseman for Oshawa, is 0 for 1 in the ball game. He is one of 6 strikeout victims so far in the ball game of Jared Hall, the starting pitcher for BC, who stays in the game on the mound for BC. And Sam White swings and misses the first pitch, 0-1. That pitch is very high. Sam White with a 1-1 count now. Cameron Chiloy led off the game for Oshawa with a hit. There's a strike. Count now 1-2 to Sam White. Chiloy led off the game with a single. Since that point, 9 straight retired by Jared Hall. The 1-2 pitch is fouled away, staying alive there. Count remains 1-2. 6 runs on 5 hits for BC. No runs on 1 hit for Oshawa with 4 errors. The 1-2 pitch is very high, 2-2. And Sam White just looking to get on base any way he can here to try and get something going for his team.
Yeah, you know what? He's got to be the catalyst here. No matter how you get on, whether you lean into a pitch or you knock a single.
That pitch is high, 3-2, so it's a full count now to Sam White.
All right, even if you walk, even better.
A walk, base runner, anything to get something going here. 9 straight retired by Jared Hall. That pitch is hit to short. Ryan Hepner will come up with it, throwing it on to first, and it's in time for the out. Terrific play by Ryan Hepner, the shortstop. He's made a couple plays so far in this ball game. Noah Cassie hauling it in at first, 1 away. So that'll bring up Jack Pino, playing shortstop in this game. We've seen him play a number of different positions for Oshawa so far in the tournament, including as a pitcher. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. He struck out looking back in the first inning. First pitch is high from Jared Hall. 6-0 BC. We're in the top of the 4th inning now here at Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa. Pino's pitch is lifted to right field. The right fielder, Everett Swaim, is under it and will catch it for the second out. So 2 up, 2 down, and now 11 straight retired by Jared Hall. And that brings up the catcher, number 19, Josh McGinn. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game with a strikeout back in the first. Check swing, not able to hold up. Goes around, strike 1. McGinn down 0-1 here now to Jared Hall with 2 away in the 4th inning. Same thing happens right there as he tries to check a swing but goes around. It's 0-2 to Josh McGinn.
Certainly not one of the best at-bats McGinn here so far.
That pitch is outside, so it's 1-2 now. 2 out in the top of the 4th inning. Nobody on the bases for Oshawa. And they trail this game 6-0.
Certainly expect a curveball coming here, I bet.
The 1-2, there it is. Swing and a miss for strike 3. The inning is over. That is 7 strikeouts now for Jared Hall and 12 straight retired by the BC batter. So we've played 3.5 innings now in Oshawa. The hometown Oshawa Legionnaires trailing British Columbia 6-0. You're watching the live stream broadcast of the Ray Carter Cup Boys Under 15 Baseball Canada Championships on SportsCanada.TV. So we're about to go to the bottom of the 4th inning here in Oshawa, Ontario, Kinsman Civic Memorial Stadium. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this broadcast of the Ray Carter Cup Boys Under 15 Baseball Canada Championships on SportsCanada.TV. Brian Oliver along with Jacob Ebbs. We've seen it be all BC so far in this game as they take a 6-0 lead as the home team going into the bottom of the 4th inning. One other game going on right now in Group A play. Team Ontario taking on Quebec at the Clarington Fields, about 20 minutes east of us here in Oshawa. And hearing that Quebec is leading that game 2-0 in the 4th inning. Ontario is the only undefeated team in Group A at the moment with a record of 2-0. So we'll wait and see how that result plays out, because it could have a significant effect on the standings. British Columbia and Oshawa both with 2-1 records coming into this game, so the winner will go to 3-1 and get a berth into the semifinals tomorrow. So there's a lot at stake here in this game, as the winner will get a ticket to the semifinals, and the losing team is going to have a lot more work to do just to get to the medal round.
Yeah, and you know, this game so far, it has been all BC. Offensively, on the pitching side of things, defensively, they're doing everything right.
Ethan Price's first pitch is hit to Jack Pino at second base, and he will throw out the runner, or Nolan Hartley rather, correction, Nolan Hartley throwing out Pierce Radke. So the one pitch, one out for Ethan Price here in the bottom of the 4th inning as Nolan Hartley throws out Radke, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Ryan Hepner.
Although even though that resulted in that was hit on the screws. That was hit so hard right to the second baseman.
One out here in the 4th inning. Hepner takes a ball from Ethan Price. Hepner is 1 for 1 in the ball game. He singled and knocked in a run in the 5-run first for BC. That ball is lifted to right field. Luke Torrance is giving chase. He brings it in for the second out of the inning. So 3 pitches and 2 outs for Ethan Price here. A quick start defensively for Oshawa. And that is going to bring up a pinch hitter, as Kenny Scott, the catcher, will give way here to Diego Fuentes, the batting in the number 10 spot in the lineup. So Diego Fuentes will get in a bat here with nobody on and 2 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. BC in red leading 6-0. Diego Fuentes will bat from the right side. This is the number 10 spot in the BC lineup, the bottom of the order, and then Jared Hall waits on deck, the leadoff hitter. 2 away. Ethan Price will see Fuentes hammer that to the left side, foul, 0-1. Oshawa looking for a very quick defensive inning, if at all possible here, and try and capture some kind of momentum as they trail 6-0. Price is low and away in the dirt, ball 1. Ethan Price sees that ball hit down the right field line. Nate Marshall picks it up and will step on first to end the inning. It's 3 up, 3 down for British Columbia in the 4th inning. No runs, no hits, and nobody left on base. 4 complete now at Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa. British Columbia 6, Oshawa no score. You're watching the live stream broadcast of the Ray Carter Cup Boys Under 15 Baseball Canada Championships on SportsCanada.TV. We go to the 5th inning here in Oshawa, Ontario, Kinsman Stadium. Brian Oliver along with Jacob Ebbs. This is a Group A game between British Columbia and the host Oshawa Legionnaires at the Ray Carter Cup. Glad you could join us. Good morning to our viewers in British Columbia, where it's always 3 hours earlier, and very early watching this ball game from BC. And BC certainly up early on the on the clock, but also up early in this ball game. 6-0 is the score as we go to the top of the 5th inning, with Oshawa coming to bat in their yellow jerseys. Jared Hall continues on the mound for BC. He has spun a masterpiece so far in this game. He gave off a leadoff hit in the first inning. Since then, he has retired 12 straight Oshawa batters, including 7 strikeouts. He'll face the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the Oshawa lineup, and Nate Marshall will come to the plate as the first batter here in the top of the 5th. Of course, he's 0 for 1 in the ball game, struck out to lead off the second. Jared Hall's first pitch is in there for a strike. Marshall did not like the location of that.
Do not blame him.
The 0-1 pitch from Jared Hall is outside, 1-1. Kenny Scott back in the ball game as the catcher for BC. He was pinch hit for by Diego Fuentes back there in the BC 4th. He comes back in defensively to catch Jared Hall. Count is 1-1 to Nate Marshall. That ball is in play to third base. Pierce Radke comes up with it and throws it on to first for the out. 1 away.
What a great play made by the third baseman there. Just coming off that, that's like an incredibly weird hop right off the bat.
Pierce Radke with the throw over to first. And that is 13 in a row retired by Jared Hall. He is on a roll. 63 pitches in the ball game now for him, so he still has a lot of pitch count available.
Yep.
As Luke Torrance comes to the plate as the hitter for Oshawa, the right fielder, takes ball 1 from Jared Hall. Luke Torrance was one of the batters who hit the ball pretty hard back in the second inning. He lined out to the shortstop. Real hard hit ball, but right at Ryan Hepner at short. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike, 1 away here, nobody on, as Torrance fouls that away, 1-2. Oshawa trying to do whatever it can to change the momentum, get something going, but not able to solve Jared Hall to this point. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3. That is the 8th strikeout in the ball game for Jared Hall. That will bring up the left fielder, number 28, Scott Rodrigue. He bats from the right side. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. He grounded to short back in the second inning. 14 in a row retired by Jared Hall. Swing and a miss by Rodrigue, 0-1.
At this point, Oshawa has to just do something, whether kind of taking their time getting to the box, calling time to tie the shoelaces, do something to put Hall off his rhythm.
Count is 0-1. Rodrigue will watch that pitch go high. Count is 1-1. Two away, nobody on the bases. Oshawa trailing 6-0 here in the top of the 5th. The 1-1 pitch swung on a miss for strike 2. 69 pitches now for Jared Hall. Correction, 70 pitches. He can go as many as 95. That's the pitch count limit in the tournament. That ball is hit hard to Ryan Hepner at short. He will throw it on to first to complete the inning. And a disgruntled Scott Rodrigue is sent back to the dugout. It's 3 up, 3 down once again for Oshawa here in the 5th inning. So 4.5 innings complete here at Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa. It is British Columbia 6, Oshawa no score. You're watching the live stream broadcast of the Ray Carter Cup Boys Under 15 Baseball Canada Championships on SportsCanada.TV. We go to the bottom of the fifth inning here, Kinsman Stadium, Oshawa, Ontario. British Columbia leading the host Oshawa Legionnaires at the Ray Carter Cup here in this Group A matchup. 6-0 going to the bottom of the fifth inning. Defensive change for Oshawa. Scott Rodrigue comes out of left field and J.J. Reynolds goes in. So he's now in left field, jersey number 14 for Oshawa in the yellow jerseys. First pitch from Ethan Price is swung on and missed by Jared Hall for strike one. Hall in this game is 0 for 1. He walked to lead off the game and scored a run in a 5-run first inning for BC that really set the tone in this game. Ethan Price's pitch is in the dirt, 1-1. Fouled away to the left side. Count goes to 1-2. Jared Hall's really been the story of this game for BC. He's the starting pitcher, still in the ball game, given up just one hit through 5 innings and retired 15 straight. The only hit of the ball game was the very first batter of the ball game, Cameron Chiloy. Otherwise, Oshawa has not been able to reach base through the rest of the first 5 innings. Count is 2-2 to Jared Hall. He looks at a pitch just off the plate. From Ethan Price, it's now a full count. That ball is in play. Second baseman throwing over to first and not in time. Nolan Hartley had to charge it hard. He threw it, but Jared Hall exceptionally fast down the line, and he beats it out for an infield single.
What a great piece of running there. You know what? If he gave up on that halfway, he would have been thrown out by a few feet. Why hustling down the line is so important.
So a leadoff runner is on for BC here in the home half of the fifth inning. BC's the home team. They're wearing the red jerseys. Jared Hall checked back now to first base by Ethan Price. Tayo Boyle is the batter. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game. Reached on an error to first base in the first inning and later scored, and he's flied out to center. Takes a ball from Ethan Price. Count is 1-0. Nobody out here in the BC fifth. They'll throw back over to first again to Jared Hall. He's back in. And the 1-0 pitch is lofted to center field. That's going to drop in for a base hit behind second base. Center fielder loses the ball, and that is going to allow Jared Hall to reach all the way to third. The the batter, Tayo Boyle, tried to take advantage of that error and was thrown out at second base. So it's now a runner at third with 1 out for BC. So good things and bad things happening for both teams right there.
Yeah, you know what? At least for Oshawa, they got an out there. Bad news is that instead of having runners at first and second, they have a runner at third.
So a misplay in center field allows Jared Hall to go to third. There's a base hit to right field. That is going to bring home the 7th run of the ball game as Brandon LeBlanc gets his second hit of the ball game, bringing home Jared Hall easily from third base. It's 7-0 now for British Columbia.
You know, just a really good piece of hitting by the BC extra hitter there, LeBlanc. He understood that the defense was in, so if anything, he has a better chance of kind of just blooping it over their heads than hitting it hard.
That ball now from Jaden Nager is hit hard to center field. It is flagged down by Cameron Chiloy for the the second out of the inning. And that will chase Brandon LeBlanc back to first. So 2 away now with the runner at first for British Columbia. 1 run in here in a 7-0 ball game. Ethan Price throws over to first, and Brandon LeBlanc is back in. 1 run on 3 hits so far here in the 5th inning for British Columbia. Squaring to bunt was Hayden Cuthbertson. They throw the ball down to second, and Brandon LeBlanc is in there with a stolen base. So he tried to bunt, he missed it, so it's a strike called, but now Brandon LeBlanc is at second base.
Although we can't really hear too well, Brian, I didn't even hear any of the infielders kind of yell he was going. I think it was a delayed steal there from LeBlanc there. Yeah,
it was very silent on the defensive side on that play. So Brandon LeBlanc with a stolen base. The batter is Hayden Cuthbertson. He is 0 for 2 in the ball game. He reached on an error and scored back in the first. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3. The inning is over. And that is the first strikeout recorded in the game so far by Oshawa pitching. It comes here at the end of the 5th inning as BC puts a run across on 3 hits. There was an error and a stolen base and 1 runner left on base. At the end of 5 innings, it is British Columbia 7, Oshawa no score. You're watching the live stream broadcast of the Ray Carter Cup Boys Under 15 Baseball Canada Championships on SportsCanada.TV. So we go to the top of the 6th inning here. Kinsman Stadium, Oshawa, Ontario. Brilliant, clear, sunny morning in the southern part of Ontario here as British Columbia taking on the host Oshawa Legionnaires, the final Group A matchup between these two teams at the Ray Carter Cup. British Columbia with a 7-0 lead. And really the tone was set in this game in the first inning when BC scored 5 runs on 3 hits and took advantage of a number of Oshawa defensive errors to take command of the game 5-0. They've added a couple since then. 7-0 is the score. Jared Hall is the other story of this ball game. The BC pitcher stays in. He's at 71 pitches and has retired 15 straight batters going into the 6th inning. Jacob Ebbs, we see Oshawa now coming to the plate. Nolan Hartley will be the first batter, but they've got to try and get something going. They don't have much time left.
They do not. They have, well, 6 outs to play with at this point. So it does not matter what happens. You just got to try and get on. Crowd the plate. Take your time. Try and get interference, whatever it has to be.
So Nolan Hartley will lead things off. He is 0 for 1 in the ball game. Only 1 hit in the ball game period for Oshawa. No runs on 1 hit. That was the first batter of the game, Cameron Chiloy. No one else has reached base for Oshawa to this point. We're in the top of the 6th inning. 7-0 BC as Nolan Hartley takes a ball. 2-0 now. Oshawa looking for a base runner of any kind, any way. Swing and a miss from Hartley. 2-1. Again, the pitch count limit in this tournament is 95 pitches in any given game. That pitch is in there for a strike from Jared Hall. That was pitch number 75 in the game. So he still has 20 pitches left. So a bit of runway left for him in that as far as that goes. But BC now getting some activity going in their bullpen down the third baseline. 2-2 is the count to Hartley. Pops that up sky high. First baseman trying to catch that in foul territory and not able to bring it in was Noah Cassie, looking up into the sun perhaps, but a tough play as he had to come forward a long way to catch it and drops it, so it's another life for Nolan Hartley.
Tough as well as I think the wind was like dragging it towards the catcher there, so I think maybe the catcher should have tried and take it over and take command of that. However, second life for Oshawa. Let's see if he can make it work.
So a 2-2 again to Hartley. That pitch is high, ball 3. Jared Hall taps his chest after throwing that pitch, saying that was my bad. He just let that one go a little high. So the count is now full to Nolan Hartley. That is fouled away as Hartley stays alive. Let's see if he can take advantage of a drop pop-up by the BC defense and get on base. BC in the red jerseys, Oshawa in the gold. 3-2 pitch is hammered to left field. That is going to be a hit into the left field corner, and it's going to go all the way to the warning track. Hartley will round second and hold up there with a very loud double to lead off the 6th inning for Oshawa. That's the second hit of the ball game, and it snaps a 15 straight batters retired by Jared Hall.
Leadoff double after an 8-pitch at bat. What a great piece of hitting. Maybe this can spark the offense of Oshawa.
Darcy D'Souza will bat for Ethan Price, the pitcher, here in the number 10 slot, or the number 9 slot in the Oshawa lineup. Darcy D'Souza, number 12, bats from the right side. Takes a ball, ball 1. Runner at second is Nolan Hartley. Nobody out here in the 6th inning. D'Souza swings and misses at strike 1.
Just a tick behind the fastball there.
I think this is the first at bat of the tournament, perhaps for D'Souza. I don't recall seeing him in the batter's box so far in the tournament. I might be incorrect on that, though. D'Souza swings and misses at strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes now, as he is at the very least looking to advance the base runner, Nolan Hartley, who just doubled for Oshawa on second base. 1-2. Jared Hall will deliver his 83rd pitch of the game, and it is high, ball 2. 2-2. Cameron Chiloy is the batter on deck. He has the other hit in the ball game so far for the Oshawa Legionnaires, the host team. 2-2 pitch is low. Outside, full count now to Darcy D'Souza, the pinch hitter here for Oshawa in the top of the 6th inning. Oshawa looking to get something going here. They trail at 7-0. Jared Hall's pitch is fouled away as D'Souza stays alive.
Putting up a really good fight here, back-to-back long at-bats.
Oshawa's had a lot of long at-bats in this game so far.
I have, absolutely.
3-2 once again to Darcy D'Souza. Pitch is low, ball 4. A hard-earned walk for Darcy D'Souza. He goes down to first, and Oshawa now with runners at first and second, nobody out. And that will bring out the British Columbia coaching staff to talk to Jared Hall. He is at 86 pitches, so he is getting close to the limit in the ball game. He can throw as many as 9 more pitches, so unlikely to be finishing this ball game. So BC is going to have to think about something here, and I'm not sure if the change is going to happen now. We see a right-hander throwing in the bullpen down the left field line. Either way, Oshawa has something cooking here in the top of the 6th.
I think at this point here, the pitch coach just going out to give the reliever a few extra pitches in the bullpen just to get loose. They were pretty late getting down there. I certainly don't think they expected this sort of offensive spark from Oshawa this quickly.
Well, again, Jared Hall had retired 15 straight batters coming into this inning, but he gave up a double, a very loud double, to Nolan Hartley, who's now standing on second base and has since walked the pinch hitter Darcy D'Souza. And it turns the lineup over, so this is the leadoff hitter now, Cameron Chiloy, who has one of the 2 Oshawa hits in the ball game. And that ball is hit hard to center field. The center fielder backpedals and catches it. Yanni Maram hauls that in. A very well-hit ball, but right at the center fielder, 1 away. Boy, if that ball had been anywhere away from the center fielder, to the left or to the right, might have been in the gap.
Yeah, I think if it was maybe a few feet either way, it'd be 7-2 Oshawa.
So 1 away here, and it brings up Sam White, the third baseman. Sam White will look at an off-speed pitch for strike 1. First and second here for Oshawa in the top of the 6th inning. Nolan Hartley at second, Darcy D'Souza at first. Sam White is 0 for 2 in the ball game, and he will look at ball 1. 1-1. 7-0 BC. We're in the top of the 6th. Oshawa looking to try and get back into it here and give themselves a chance in this Group A game. Both teams 2-1, and a ticket to the semifinals up at stake. That ball is chopped to the right side, and it is foul. So the count goes to 1-2 to Sam White.
That was Jared Hall's 90th pitch.
Pitch count becoming a factor now for Jared Hall. As we mentioned, 95 is the limit for pitch count in the tournament. He's now thrown 90 pitches. This will be number 91 coming to Sam White here. 1-2 pitch. And it is taken for a strike. And I believe that's strike 3. That's an out.
Strike 3.
Yeah, it was. The umpire didn't really make the type of move you usually see with a strikeout, a punch out, but strike 3, and that is strikeout number 9 in the ball game for Jared Hall. And he will get to face another batter now as Jack Pino comes up to the plate. 0 for 2 in the ball game. Shortstop will hit that ball to second base. It is scooped up by Teo Boyle, throws it on to first, and the inning is over. Really sweet play there defensively by British Columbia's defense. Teo Boyle retiring the side. So Oshawa turned away. They leave 2 runners. They had 1 hit, and now 5.5 innings complete here at Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa. British Columbia 7, Oshawa no score. You're watching the live stream broadcast of the Ray Carter Cup Boys Under 15 Baseball Canada Championships on SportsCanada.TV. Going to the bottom of the 6th inning, Kinsman Stadium, Oshawa, Ontario. You're watching the Ray Carter Cup Boys Under 15 Baseball Canada Championships on SportsCanada.TV. Brian Oliver along with Jacob Ebbs. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. BC leading the host Oshawa Legionnaires by a score of 7-0. The tournament is brought to you by the sponsors MLB, Major League Baseball, Toronto Blue Jays, Baseball Canada, Dairy Queen, Kahunaverse Sports Group, Rawlings, Mizuno, SportsCanada.TV, Durham College, Residence Conference Centers, GCBS Group of Companies, Play It Again Sports, TorontoCharters.com, and MyCore Insurance. New pitcher in the ball game is Darcy D'Souza. He takes over for Ethan Price, who had taken over earlier in the ball game for the starting pitcher for Oshawa, who was Nolan Hartley. And so it's the third pitcher of the ball game. Darcy D'Souza came in as a pinch hitter back in the 6th inning, drew a walk as Oshawa got 2 base runners on, but were unable to cash anyone in. So D'Souza now will pitch the 6th inning, and it will bring up Everett Swaim, the right fielder, to start things off. And Oshawa just not able to get anything going so far in this game, Jake. Just 2 hits, a lot of deep counts, but not able to strike when the iron is hot.
Yeah, you know what? It just seems to be just another sort of page to Oshawa's book here, just unable to get the job done.
BC with 5 runs in the first inning. It was the big inning in this ball game. 5 runs on 3 hits. There were a number of Oshawa errors defensively in that inning. That 5-run inning for BC as Everett Swaim looks at ball 1 from Darcy D'Souza. BC adding a single run in the 3rd and another single run in the 5th to make it 7-0. D'Souza's pitch misses low, 2-0 now to Everett Swaim. He is 1 for 2 in the ball game. He hit a double back in the 3rd inning to knock in a run. That ball is hit behind third base. Everybody giving chase, and it drops in between the left fielder, the shortstop, and the third baseman. Just kind of in no man's land there. Nobody able to come up with it. So it's a base hit for Everett Swaim. He's 2 for 3 in the ball game.
Yeah, you know what? That was a great pitch by D'Souza. However, but where Swan put it, there is almost 0 chance I go against that. It's just right in no man's land.
So the center fielder now, Yanni Maram, comes up to the plate, and he will pop that one up. It's near the home plate, and Josh McGinn will be right under it, right in front of you here as you're watching it on Sports Canada TV for the first out of the inning. It's a foul out for Yanni Maram. And that'll bring up third baseman Pierce Radke, who is 0 for 1 in the ball game. He drew a walk back in the 1st inning. That ball is in play to second base. Possible double play here for Oshawa, and they're not able to turn anything as the ball is bobbled at second base by Nolan Hartley. So the runners are safe. It's 1st and 2nd now with 1 out.
Hartley there was just looking too far ahead in advance. You got to see him, even before he even got the ball, was trying to find second base. Got to do one thing at a time. Get the ball, Go second, then go to 1.
At the very least, you want to get one out there defensively. You know, you want to try and do a lot. You're down 7 runs. You're trying to turn a double play and give your team a spark. But unfortunately, he comes away with nothing for Oshawa's sake. And it's first and second now with 1 out. And we're going to see a pinch hitter here for BC. It's Malachi DeBry. Will bat for the shortstop, Ryan Hepner. Number 3, Malachi DeBry will bat from the left side. He looks at a ball from Darcy D'Souza.
Looked like a pretty good pitch there. I'm not sure where that one missed.
Runners at first and second for BC. That ball is in play, and that's a base hit up the middle. It's a pinch hit for DeBry, and that will load the bases. No, it won't. The runner will come home from third, as scoring is Everett Swaim to make it 8-0. So it's an RBI for Malachi DeBray here in the BC 6th inning.
So base hit in there, or are we not sure how to rule that one there?
Ryan Hepner will come back into the ball game now as DeBry got the pinch hit, and he'll be replaced in the lineup again by Ryan Hepner taking over at first base. So 8-0 now for BC. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. D'Souza's pitch is popped up, foul and to the right side and out of play. So certainly Swaim got to third base there, and it looked like the ball got away defensively for Oshawa. That allowed the run to score. That ball is in play. D'Souza will have only one play to first base, and he makes it for the second out of the inning. The runners move up now for BC. Runners at second and third with 2 out. And that will bring up Jared Hall. That was Kenny Scott, the catcher for BC, grounding out there to the pitcher. So Jared Hall will come to the plate here. Still the pitcher in the ball game for BC here in the 6th inning. He pops that one foul to the left side. No play for anyone there. It goes out over the fence. Strike 1. Darcy D'Souza, the pitcher. Jared Hall is 1 for 2 in the ball game. He has singled and scored a couple of runs in this game. That ball is hit up the middle. He's going to knock in at least 1 more run for BC. And in fact, it will be 2 more runs. It's a 2-run single for Jared Hall, and it is 10-0 British Columbia now here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
He is just doing it all for them here today.
And in fact, that is a mercy because Oshawa is the home team, or rather the visiting team, so that is a mercy. 10 runs, leading by 10 runs or more after 5 innings. So the final score is British Columbia 10, Oshawa nothing. As the game comes to a conclusion there, Jared Hall will throw a complete game as he will not have to come out of the ball game. He threw 92 pitches and will end the game on the offensive side with a 2-run single to end the game here in the 6th inning. So British Columbia moves to 3 wins and 1 loss in Group A action. Oshawa falls to 2-2, and we'll have to await the results of the other games to see where the placements go for the playoff games. The teams will line up now along the baselines for presentations of players of the game. We'll see what the final choices are in just a moment. It's pretty hard to say who else it would be for British Columbia.
Definitely not Hall. Who's that guy?
Guess we'll wait and see. But Jared Hall, complete game for BC, 2-hitter.
Player of the game for Oshawa, going 3 innings pitched with 1 earned run, no walks and no strikeouts on 30 pitches. Number 21, Ethan Price.
That's fair, yeah.
So Ethan Price is the player of the game for Oshawa. He pitched 3 innings of relief for the Legionnaires team and only gave up 1 run, tried to keep his team close. So he's the player of the game for Oshawa.
Going 2 for 3 and also throwing a complete game with 9 strikeouts. Number 2, Jared Hall.
Jared Hall, obviously the player of the game for British Columbia, an outstanding game for the BC pitcher. Complete game, 92 pitches, gave up only 2 hits, and he was 2 for 3 at the plate, scored 2 runs, and ended the game with a mercy 2-run single moments ago in the bottom of the 6th. So this concludes this game, as Oshawa will regroup and wait the results of the other games to see when they play next. Quite possibly a quarterfinal game for Oshawa tonight at 7 o'clock here at Kinsman Stadium, but we don't have the official results of the other games going on right now. Ontario playing Quebec at Clarington Fields, and we'll wait and see what the results are of that game. So anyway, BC is on its way for sure to the semifinals one way or the other, and we'll see what the schedule turns out to be. They may not have to play again until tomorrow in the semifinals. A big win for BC, and it all started, Jake, with the first inning. BC, the home team, and they scored 5 runs in the first inning. They hit the ball hard, but they were also beneficiaries of some tough defensive play on the Oshawa side, and that really set the tone for this game, and Oshawa never was able to pull out of the tailspin.
No, you know what? That's just, it kind of goes to show just how important the mental side of the baseball is. You know what? You can be as good as you are and hit the ball as hard as you want, but when crap sort of hits the fan there, and it did in the first inning, you got to be able to kind of recollect yourself and say, you know what? Is what it is. We have 7 innings of baseball. Let's go.
And Oshawa not able to get the job done against Jared Hall. They knew they were down 5 runs early. They knew they had lots of time, but they were not able to solve Jared Hall, who went a complete game for BC, striking out 9 and throwing a complete game to put British Columbia into the semifinals. So we will await now the next ball game that is scheduled for 11:30 Eastern here at Kinsman Stadium. Right now it's just after 10 o'clock Eastern time, so we're an hour and a half away from that game. It'll be a Group B matchup between Newfoundland and Labrador and Team Alberta. And then at 2:30 this afternoon, another Group B matchup coming your way, New Brunswick taking on Prince Edward Island. And that will be a big game, particularly for PEI with a 3-1 record. They have a chance to advance to the playoff rounds with a victory in that game. So we'll wait for the other results to come in, and we'll welcome you to come back to watch Newfoundland and Labrador take on Alberta in about 90 minutes time here at Kinsman Stadium. Final thoughts, Jake?
No, you know what? BC came out and played, and you know what? They showed. Jared Hall had, probably the best game of the tournament so far up to this point. I don't think it's going to be beat at this point. All in all, very exciting game.
So we're going to shut things down here for a bit here on SportsCanada.TV. For Jacob Ebbs, this is Brian Oliver. Thanks for watching. Again, the final score, BC 10, Oshawa nothing. Good morning from Oshawa.